All right, guys, welcome back to. Well, I guess was this our first or is our second? How we argue? How we playing?
I think the last one was just a test episode.
I mean, it really was. So we'll say the first official episode of. I'm going to say canonically incorrect this time.
Canonically?
Canonically? Welcome to the real first episode of.
Welcome to the show. We can't get our show right.
Yeah, really. Canonically incorrect. Canonically, whatever. One day we'll figure it out. Maybe we should get like an etymologist or something like to tell us that.
Go to Google, voice it.
Yeah.
Tell them that they're wrong.
Well, since this is our first episode officially, a couple things real quick. I do want to mention the format will be much shorter than that
last hot mess.
Yeah. Pilot. We'll call it. We'll use the word pilot.
It really is a pilot.
So this is gonna be much shorter. Generally, we're shooting for about 45 minute to maybe an hour 20 max.
Yeah.
Time frame, and our episodes are generally going to be kind of themed,
which is what we. I mean, like at first we didn't think about that, but we thought, you know what, theme would be great.
Yeah, I mean, it's something to keep us on track because we're very ADD, as well as something a little different than most other shows of this type. I mean, because now being a nerd is so cool and popular.
I know. I mean, like, since this is about origins, I haven't went into detail a little bit about growing up with this.
Yeah, my co-host here, Eugene, is much more prepared than I.
It's more. It's not that I'm prepared. It's more that I wrote down just in case so that I highlight over key points.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this episode is themed origins.
Yeah.
Because this is really the first episode. This is our.
It's a great. I think it's a great episode to start off.
Yeah, it's really going to talk about what got us into culture.
I get geekish culture because it's kind of different for both of us, but it's still geek.
Right, so it's like what got us into it, and more than just that, some of the origins of certain manga, anime, even comic, video game, that kind of stuff, and that's going to be the main focus. We are going to start a little bit on just a quick overview of E3. We're not going to go into a whole lot of detail, mainly because by this point, everyone's
known, right?
Yeah, everyone's covered it. I mean,
like, was there anything that you were excited from E3?
I was disappointed in E3 for the most part, and that's because my expectations. If you listen to our pilot episode, you'll remember I was excited for an announcement on Superman and or the Avengers game.
Yeah.
None of which... Oh, and Metroid 4. None of which were mentioned. 3 of my 5 were not even mentioned.
I mean, there was a Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, there was a Spider-Man thing.
But that still doesn't count, really, for what we want.
So I'm just going to quickly give grades on each of the press conferences. I watched them all. If I forget one, it's probably because it wasn't notable, obviously.
I sort of watched it, but not really.
So me and Eugene here, we're going to give our grades. Let's start off with...
Xbox. I remember that being...
Well, EA was the very first.
That's right.
Let's do the EA very first one.
Remember 5 being average, just so that everyone
it's out of 10. 5 is average. Really, 7 and 8 is above average. 9 and 10 is great.
Yeah. I say about a 4.
You know what? I agree. I think people are really ultimately really hard on EA, and they should be because they're really bad.
Yeah, but
it wasn't like a stinker. There is one we're going to talk about because I have a 1 or 2 coming up. But I'd say EA is a 4 because we kind of knew what to expect from EA.
It wasn't bad, right? That's something you got to understand. But it wasn't good either. I mean, like, it was kind of below average though, so I'd say a 4 is good. Like, it's not, and the thing is, like, if you saw my notes last, it said sports, and more sports.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so right.
Yeah, it was mostly sports. They were a little better on like how they showed it. Like, they were shorter segments. They had a lot of sports, but at least they weren't like the entire show.
Oh yeah, that's something. Yeah.
But EA is always sports. The one thing that I think was there's one egregious thing, the worst thing they did was Command & Conquer mobile game. And then they shoutcasted it.
Yeah.
They shoutcasted a mobile game. Not for like 2 or 3 minutes, but like it was like a 15-minute segment on a mobile game that's going to have a cash shop, monetization. It's a cash grab.
I mean, it's EA.
Right. And then
that's kind of their niche.
And the highlight, and this is not saying much, was, I would say, Anthem. But we already knew that. We already expected Anthem was going to be at EA. This is EA's pride and joy currently. The development team is from Mass Effect. It's BioWare is working on it.
Did not know that.
Yeah, so they really need to make a good comeback after Andromeda. So Anthem is kind of like the answer to Destiny, but they say it's not exactly the same.
Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah.
So overall, yeah, I mean it was to be expected. I mean, if I had high hopes, I'm sure the score would be lower. But when your hopes are so low,
you hope. I mean, like when I saw them, I'm like, oh wow, this is exactly what I thought it would be, but slightly more spread out than compared to just sports.
Yeah, so
I do think that EA should just go down with sports, honestly, at this point.
And I can't think there's no surprises I can think of. No surprise announcements.
No, there was not.
So yeah, EA. I agree with Eugene on this one. 4 out of 10.
And then there's Microsoft.
Microsoft was the next one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll go first.
All right.
As a conference for Microsoft exclusives, it was terrible. But as a conference for gamers, it was pretty good because most of those games, they announced the most games.
Yeah.
And they were, for the most part, multi-platform.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're on a computer, they were all for you. So, so I would give Microsoft 7.
I give them about a 6 in general, maybe like a 5 or 6 about it. It's not that I didn't think they were especially good. I mean,
yeah,
it's not bad though. Once again,
right? I mean, the majority of the games I could care less about, especially Forza.
Oh yeah,
that was like 20 minutes of Forza. I don't know why that was the highlight for them.
I saw that and I was like, please, why?
I mean, you have Halo Infinite though that's coming out, which could be good for people. I wasn't a fan of the Gears of War, the way they're going with Gears of War. Wasn't a fan of that. What else? Oh, the Kingdom Hearts trailer debuted on Microsoft's thing.
So, that was a little weird.
That was a little weird. One moment.
Do something? Keep talking.
All right, my co-host is doing weird things behind me. So, yeah, my Kingdom Hearts first really came to the scene on Microsoft, and that was like,
I was expecting that for Sony, or Square Enix.
Yeah,
in general.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about Square Enix in a second.
I know.
So Microsoft, I mean, they had 50 games, apparently, supposedly. I didn't count. I trust whatever that guy said. Halo Infinite, you had that. You had... wow, it's kind of sad. I can't think besides Halo.
I mean, like
Gears.
There is a lot of games they did announce, but like the thing is, like, we have to worry about what pops towards us.
Yeah, exactly. And nerds, we have a certain, and
depending on what type of nerd you are.
Yeah, and we're different. I mean, you and I have slightly different tastes in games.
We definitely have a different taste of games. I mean, there are games that we definitely agree on.
Yeah,
but like, there's definitely different types, and that's why like, when we give scores, it might be very dramatically different, but like on a score that we don't really care about, it's generally gonna be about the same.
Right. I guess. Yeah. If I'm gonna go with you, Eugene, if I'm gearing the conference towards mine, I agree with your 6 because I wasn't like blown out, but at least they had games. So.
Fair, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's how I felt about it.
Yeah. All right. So Microsoft, it was average.
That was pretty average. It was better than. I mean, they at least did well on stage.
I mean, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't a flop. It just wasn't.
Unlike that one time, I think when the Kinect one came out, they just started doing
the thing that even Microsoft wants to forget. So yeah. So Microsoft,
and then what was after that? That was Square Enix, right?
I believe it was Square Enix next. Yeah.
I was disappointed.
I'm gonna give it,
except for one thing.
I think they're definitely worse than EA. Not in my opinion. Geared towards me, I'm gonna give them a. I don't know. Fuck them. I don't know. My expectations were so high because first off, the Avengers game I mentioned, that's a Square Enix title. I didn't know they weren't going to say anything about Final Fantasy VII, but I was still excited for Avengers or at least something new.
Right? Yeah. But like nothing really new came out that we expected.
They showed
the only thing that I cared about was like the Monster Hunter Final Fantasy 14 crossover.
Oh yeah, which is kind of sad because it's an MMO, and MMO news isn't generally something you really show at an E3 conference.
I know. And then, like, the only reason why I'm excited for this is because, I really, really like Monster Hunter.
Yeah, and Final Fantasy, we talked about 14 is one of your favorite
currently, yeah. And so, like, sure, that got me riled up, but, like, everything else was, objectively, it was bad.
It was bad. Kingdom Hearts 3, that was a travesty.
Yeah.
Mainly because
everyone knew about it.
Well, they showed the exact same trailer
that too.
as Microsoft. They had like 10 seconds of new footage.
Okay, fair enough.
It was the exact same. I've seen it, and that's why I was so surprised that Microsoft showed it.
Yeah, I know, and like that too, but I'm not like everyone knew it was coming out. That's not a big surprise. And like it shouldn't have been a big E3 thing because everyone knew about it. It's like if it actually was a surprise, it probably would have blown a lot of people up.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Because, like, the problem is you've been looting it for so long. It's like, who cares at this point? You know what I mean? At this point, I just want the story to be finished.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about it. We're going to the next conference because I think we skipped one. Bethesda.
Oh, Bethesda.
I believe was before. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
Bethesda. I mean,
okay, so, like, if you really like those games, I heard people got really excited. But
Fallout 76 sucks. I'm gonna say it.
I mean, Fallout is one of those games that I wouldn't call bad, but I wouldn't call it good either.
Oh yeah, if you've been reading the tweets, which no one has, I'm sure, we do have a Twitter that's at canon_incorrect. One word, canon_incorrect. I was tweeting out during E3 some stuff. Yeah, it was me behind the wheel. I kept on saying we. Yeah. Bethesda started out with Andrew WK, a concert.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I was like, what the hell? What kind of...
When I saw that, right? I was like, are we at halftime? Are we watching sports?
The audience wasn't having it either. And I like Andrew WK's music. It's like party rock or party metal.
I mean, like,
party.
Yeah.
That's his thing. It was like 4 minutes long. It had no energy from the crowd. It was out of place. It should not have been at a gaming conference.
I definitely felt like it was out of place. Like, maybe it might have done well at like a halftime, like Super Bowl thing.
I will say this, and we'll get to it. It was not as out of place as Sony. So,
fair enough.
Bethesda, they had Fallout 76. They had
the new
Rage 2, which I talked about, which one am I excited for? Believe it or not, it looks really good. It's not.
It didn't look bad. I liked it.
It's not a multiplayer game. It's
which is a nice thing to have.
Yeah, it might be co-op, which I want. I do want co-op. I just don't want it to be online multiplayer.
I do.
Like Borderlands.
Oh, I do love that though.
Yeah, I want like a Borderlands type co-op.
Yeah,
not like a Destiny type co-op.
I agree. I definitely agree on that.
It looked good overall. Very sharp looking. I mean, it's id. It is good with first-person shooters.
They are pretty good at that. Yeah.
I mean, they kind of invented
the new Doom.
Yeah, the new Doom.
And
Doom. It's Hellscape, whatever. It's Hell on Earth, essentially.
Which and then don't forget about the Doom. What's it called? The next Elder Scrolls game too.
Yeah, they just said it was there. They didn't like give any information. They go, "Hey, we're working on it. We know you know. We're working on it."
I mean, it's a nice gesture at this point that we know that they're actually working on it.
Yeah. There's one more. Oh, Starfield.
I don't remember, but that sounds right.
Starfield. They just said they're working on that. That's the actual next game.
Okay.
Before. After Fallout 76, but before Elder Scrolls.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a mobile game, Elder Scrolls Blades. I don't know.
I really don't care about mobile games for the most part because the problem with a lot of mobile games is that like it follows like some type of set rules. You know what I mean by this?
Yeah.
And like instead of like moving the game forward like to be fun, it's just cash grab. Do your dailies. Log in every day.
Yeah, all these mobile games are exactly the same.
Yeah.
So with all mobile games being exactly the same, like you said, it's like you log in for like once you get started after like 10, like you just need to get in every day for like 20 minutes to collect your stuff. That's
why I don't like it's like a formula.
Yeah. Bethesda, I would give it.
I'd give it probably about 7. Like it was good, but not great.
Yeah, I would say 7 is a good. Yeah. I think it's. I mean, it did have more focus than Microsoft.
It definitely had more focus. I mean, like instead of like going for like hundreds and hundreds of games, it's
and they focus on the games. I mean, there was a couple surprises, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good for Bethesda. I mean, if you're a Bethesda fan, it was great, unless you're one of the people who hate 76, but...
I mean, I don't think 76 will be good either, but who knows?
We'll see.
They have time to change.
We'll see.
Bethesda at least knows how to redact their mistakes.
Yeah.
Because they, Fallout 3, mistake, and then they're like, you know what, we'll make a New Vegas. they fixed everything. Like, I won't say everything, but they fixed a lot about it.
Yeah.
Which is what I like about Bethesda a lot.
Yeah, so we'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
What's next?
We said then it was supposed to be Sony?
No, Ubisoft.
I
barely watched that.
I did not see that.
I didn't see it live. I skipped over it. I didn't tweet about it. Tweet.
I guess tweet because it's a bird.
That makes sense. I did not. Oh my god. Twitter. They are tweets like a bird.
Yes.
The symbol is a bird.
Yes.
I'm not joking. Okay.
The thing is, I know Zach's not joking about this.
I am socially adept. I know stuff. Yeah, so tweeting. I did not tweet on that because I didn't watch it live, and I skipped over a lot, like the cringy Just Dance intro when they the thing that no one asks for, but they bring it every year.
I mean, to be fair, it is just, if you're really into Just Dance, I guess it's a great thing, like stuff like that. So that's not too bad of a thing in reality.
What was next? I don't even remember. I'll just tell you. I'll just remember the new Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Once again, I did not watch Ubi, and I have not been excited for Assassin's Creed.
I'm excited for the setting. It's Greek.
Oh,
so it's like ancient Greece. You can play as, the big news is you can play as a man or a woman. So like everyone's like, ooh. I mean, I get it. I'm happy. I think all games should be that way, just so we can stop the fucking arguing over political identity or whatever. Whatever they call it. Gender identity. No, something identity.
It's gender identity.
Identity politics is what they call it.
Oh, you mean that? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sick and tired of everyone talking about who cares.
I mean, okay, both.
You know what? I'm not just arguing about the people who complain about like all these SJWs.
Yeah.
I'm also talking about the other side who. I mean, it's both. I think both sides are just ridiculous, and let's play games be fun, not to send a message, not to...
Yeah, I mean, in some cases, like, I do think the gender... but, like, most games, I feel like they're trying to tell a story, and they shouldn't have to worry too much.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that 100%. But the problem I think a lot of people argue is when it gets in the way of the story, just because they want to have a woman or a person of color, and then it destroys the story because they're trying to send a message.
You know, this is not an episode for that, but
right.
We might have to talk about that in another episode.
Yeah, so that's the big thing with the Assassin's Creed. That's what people are focusing on. I don't care. I like that you can make a man or a woman.
I mean, I do feel like Assassin's Creed, like that type of game, like where you roam like that.
Yeah.
Your gender shouldn't. You could pick your gender. And it's not like a pure story-driven game.
And in this case, yeah, it's not historically accurate to be it looks good. I mean, Assassin's Creed's never historically accurate. So
things like this and MMOs.
It looks good. It's very the equipment is there from the Origins. So it's like an RPG aspect where equipment gives you certain stats and skills. Yeah. You have a skill tree this time around. I like how it looks. So.
It looks good from what I've seen, but I did not see the whole.
Division was the other thing they focused on. Division 2.
Division 2.
The sequel. The first Division is like an online MMO type thing. Where you play as an agent, and it's like a third-person shooter.
Yeah. I didn't see any of that. I heard about it, didn't see it.
I'll just say this: if you're a fan of Division, it looks like Division 2 is going to be an improvement, but not much different. So kind of like Destiny to Destiny 2.
Oh, fair enough.
But the big thing that you might be excited for is they promise you that enemies will not be bullet sponges.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, that's nice if you're into that. Then there's some pirate game I didn't really care about. I mean, we've had like 20 come out recently.
I know, none of them good.
Theirs is probably gonna be better than what's the one that's out on Xbox? Sea of Thieves.
Thank you. Yeah,
Sea of Thieves.
I was like, Sea of Blood. No, I had that wrong. But Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. So whatever. I mean. Overall, I'd give Ubisoft a...
I didn't watch it.
Like 5, slightly above EA, 5.
5?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Then the next would be Sony.
Yeah, and... Oof.
I tweeted on this as well.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember all the Sonys in my head, and I'm having...
So it starts off in a church of all places.
That's right. Okay, now I remember.
Instead of starting off with a game, they start off with a banjo interlude. For like 4 minutes, we watch this old man playing a banjo.
Yeah, I remember this now.
And the first game they show is The Last of Us 2. And here's the thing. They show off, it's like they're showing this cutscene. I'm like, why are they showing a cutscene in a game that we really... It's a cutscene that has nothing to do with it. I get it's a very movie-like game, but there's nothing to do with the game at all.
Okay. Yeah,
so the cutscenes, like they're dancing, whatever. It's like, oh, it's a little dance, and then it shows Ellie kissing another girl, and it's like very. I don't want to say gratuitous. I'm okay. I mean, it's fact that Ellie was a lesbian. They said that in the first game. So it's
I did not actually play the first one, to be honest.
I did. They said in like the DLC that she was a lesbian. So I don't care, or at least I don't know. I don't care about that kiss. What I care about is they purposely chose to do that scene to sell their game based on that kiss. It's like marketing. It's like,
oh yeah, and like,
so they're like.
Not the slut shame either?
Pandering. Yeah, they're pandering towards the audience, showing, hey, look how progressive we are, and they're doing it to sell the game. I don't care about the kiss. Even though, by the way, on Disney XD, apparently, because there's also a live on Disney XD, they cut it off.
That's amazing. I didn't know about that.
So yeah, they cut off the feed of the E3. I think after the kiss on a Disney XD. It's a Disney channel. I get it, kind of. I mean, they wouldn't do that for a guy and a girl kissing. So, but I mean, the point is, why would you display that? That's what you're focused. And they showed a little bit of gameplay.
I mean, it's The Last of Us, right? Like, I don't think that's the main selling point. Like this sex appeal, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, it was just trying to show a message. I don't get why they did the way they did. I think that's great. It's in the game. I don't care. I'm sure it's a poignant scene in the game. But for E3 is what I'm saying.
I mean, not even E3, like even in a commercial.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't think you can show that in a commercial. I mean, you don't really show people making out in a video game in a commercial anyway.
I mean, just time to make a commercial, Zach.
Yeah.
All right. If you guys know people, we need people.
Yeah. Hey, me, and my co-host here, we'll make out on podcast.
Zach.
Yeah. I mean, you'll just have to take our word for it. Yeah, we'll do it not for nothing less than like I have standards.
You know what? If we get 50 views, we'll fake it out.
Oh yeah. Well, don't tell. We will not fake it. Just take our word on it. I'm an honest man. Alright, so Sony first game, yeah, it was The Last of Us. I think it was a stinker. And then there was a 15-minute intermission.
Yeah,
In the middle of the conference.
I mean, like...
Yeah, so we waited 15 minutes. That was not good. And then we showed...
I am remembering this really badly in my head, and I'm pretty sure that it's bad as I remembered.
It's bad. Ghost of Tsushima, Tsushima or whatever.
I don't remember.
I was so excited for that game. It looks like crap.
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to say. The gameplay looked very choppy. The frame rate looked really bad.
I mean, to be fair, I give it the benefit of the doubt. It's beta.
I will give it the benefit of the doubt, but I just didn't. It looked pretty, but it didn't look good.
Yeah.
The next game, because they only focused on really 4 games. The next game was what was the?
You know what? We should probably speed this up.
Yeah, Hideko Kojima. His game.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he came back out of nowhere.
Yeah, his game.
I'm genuinely surprised at that one.
Death Stranding looks like it's not going to have a lot of gameplay, so just heads up. It's going to be mostly stealth and not very action-oriented.
It feels like Metal Gear Solid 4, probably.
Probably, but it's going to be more of a horror game, so keep that in mind. Finally, the last game is Spider-Man. The last game is Spider-Man. So, Spider-Man gameplay, pretty generic. I mean, it's what we've seen already.
I mean,
I'm excited for it. It looks great, but there's nothing new.
It feels like it's gone back to form on some of the Spider-Man games.
Yeah, it looks like Spider-Man 2, but in the current generation.
And, like, in a sense, like, that might be great. I mean, just for fun, right? Like, to play around, not to be too serious.
So, Sony said there would be no surprise, or there'd only be 4 games they'd focus on. There was no surprises there. I give Sony out of 10. I'd give it a 5.
You give it a 5? I mean, like as a presentation overall, I'd probably give it 3 or 4.
Yeah, I'm talking about at least they told us.
That's fair enough.
You know,
that's true. I'd probably put it at a 4.
When I watched it, I would put it at 4, but after I've calmed down a little bit, I'm at a 5 now.
Fair enough. I still put it about 4. I'm
not going to argue with you. It was a bad conference.
It was a bad conference. Like we cannot admit that it's. We both could agree it's not good.
Yeah, and then finally we have Nintendo. There's not much to say about it.
I was disappointed at Nintendo. Like
I was happy at first. I tweeted as much. I'm like, yeah, Nintendo wins. And then I kind of did a little too soon when I was watching it because then there was no Metroid 4 Prime announcement, and then it was 20 minutes. I said that when they first saw the very beginning of the Smash. Yeah. I didn't realize that the rest of the conference was going to focus on nothing but Smash.
I was not surprised by that, to be honest. I knew that was coming. And to be honest, right, like they even had their own like stream at E3 hosting a tournament.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and I was like, this looks like 4 but faster.
The only good thing I can say from Nintendo that I really enjoyed was that new robot game, Damon X Machine or something like that.
Oh!
Machine X Damon.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, overall, it was decent Fire Emblem. So.
Fire Emblem, but like, I was not excited.
I'd give it a
5.
Yeah, 5 or a 6. I agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was E3. It wasn't like terrible, but it wasn't exciting, I'd say.
It was quite average.
What is coming out is a bunch of games in the next year. So if you're excited for that,
yeah,
like 50. It's ridiculous how many games are coming out in the next year. So.
I'm surprised. I remember. Well, never mind. I guess there's always been a lot of games coming out, just none of them like AAA titles.
Yeah, well, this is a good way to segue into our overall topic, and that's Origins.
Origins, yeah.
Before we go into, I want to say, when we were younger, there wasn't as many big games coming out.
Yeah.
If you think about it, I think that's the problem. I think we were like kind of overloaded on games because there's so many. It's like you could never catch up.
Yeah, that's sort of true. And one thing I do like is the fact that there are many indie games because. Yeah. At least they can make... But the other thing I also dislike is, as many as good indie games there are like twice as many bad indie games.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And, yeah, there's this overwhelm of, like, indie game culture now, too.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and tell our stories. This is basically our origins of, at least in the geek culture. I'll let you go first since you are much more probably more poignant than I am. So I'll just follow.
So I guess the first thing we got to do is what actually got us into geek culture, right? Like, what was the thing? And to be honest, for me, honestly, I think I was always into it because I was like, what's it called? I remember being very young.
Yeah.
And this is before I even had any memories starting playing Nintendo games. I've been told that I've always been playing Nintendo as a little kid, even before I could think about it.
Right. Yeah, me too.
And so, like, I think what got me into the geek culture was just me being there. What really got me into diversifying more than games came later along the years. So what got you into it too? Like,
very same. From as early as I can remember, my first system was a regular Nintendo.
Yeah, same here.
There was Super Mario Brothers 2 or Super Mario 2. It was the weird one that really wasn't a Mario game.
Oh, the Doki Doki Panic?
Yeah. That was like the first one I can definitely remember playing as a kid.
I remember mine being Mario 3.
So I remember playing that, and I loved it. My mom and I used to play all the time. Funny enough, my dad's a real nerd in the family. My dad didn't play a lot of games with me, so it was my mom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I graduated to Sega, obviously. So from as early as I can remember, just like you.
Yeah. And then we went to And then the thing that also then got me into anime was eventually, Dragon Ball started the ball rolling.
Yeah.
But what really got into me was basically like the Adult Swim, like Toonami. In Toonami, when I finally saw Trigun. Trigun was the one that was like the one that really pulled me in.
Oh god, I love Trigun so much.
I know. Like when I think about it, it's the one that really got me in. I would watch it. I would not care about it, right?
Right.
Like, I would not look for it. But Trigun, that one is like, all right, I'm looking for it now.
Yeah. Yeah, Toonami was definitely... if it wasn't for Toonami, we would not be into... I'm not as nearly as much into, like, anime and manga than Eugene here. But, for me, Dragon Ball Z... for everyone, I think if you're a nerd, it's like...
depending when you grew up.
I guess now maybe it's Naruto or whatever. Naruto... Yeah. How do they say it? They say it weird. Yeah. But, for me, Dragon Ball Z, Toonami...
it was just on TV.
Actually, I think it was Fox.
Fox.
When I first saw it, it was like it was a different dub.
Yeah, it was
terrible. It was terrible. The dub wasn't as good as the one on Toonami. I still love the Toonami dub.
That was really good. The thing is, the one that we got first was from the Canadian dub.
Yeah, it wasn't because it wasn't Funimation.
Yeah, and then the one on Toonami was from the American dub.
Yeah, so
if I remember correctly,
Dragon Ball Z got me into it. I didn't jump in really heavy into Dragon Ball Z until that long break when Goku had just arrived on Namek.
Oh, that was after Fox's time.
Yeah, I watched on Fox a couple episodes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it just started,
but Toonami is when I was able to watch all the episodes.
So my Trigun is your Dragon Ball Z.
Kind of, yeah.
Like it's the one that got you in. It's not the one that you say that you love the most.
Yeah,
though I do think that is the one. You
I love Dragon Ball Z. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know.
Trigun's a good one too.
Yeah, that's the one that really got me though. So,
you also, I see on I'm looking at your notes, I'm cheating. You're mentioning Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh yeah, that also started the ball too.
Well, if you remember,
because we played it too.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's another thing that another geek culture that we tried to play Magic before. We didn't really get too much into Magic when we were younger.
No,
we got into it, but then like Yu-Gi-Oh. That's why that was on that note, because I remember that, and it's like, there's still geek culture on this.
It kind of bleeds into the other geek culture. Like, it's an anime, but then it kind of pulls us into, like, card games and, like, board game type stuff.
Yeah, I think that's what got us really into card games at first. Because, like, we were younger, we got into Magic. We really, like I said, we enjoyed it. I didn't think we enjoyed it that much. We didn't, like, really seek for it.
No.
And then Yu-Gi-Oh came along. As a kid, we really got into that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So Yu-Gi-Oh, I agree with that. So, that really got those. I agree with Eugene's things. Trigun, it got me, but Dragon Ball Z was my main.
Yeah.
Toonami.
Toonami.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
I thought that was Adult Swim first.
It was Adult Swim first, yes.
Yeah, because I remember.
But then they moved it to Toonami in our 9th grade.
I don't remember the whole thing like that, but I remember that.
Yeah, so Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin.
That
was always Toonami.
Yeah, it's Toonami, yeah. And then I guess we're going to start our early years now.
Yeah, go ahead, Eugene.
So, on my early years, it's pretty much just me playing, like, elementary school. It's me pretty much playing the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, because that's what I remember. And that's what really got me into playing the games, though. I really liked it, but what really got me into it was probably, at this point of stage, I got the Super Nintendo. My dad got me Super Mario World. Well, it came with it. And I really love that game. And I think that was the time where I could think to myself, I actually really, really, really like gaming, instead of like, this is fun, whatever. As a kid, you do whatever.
Yeah.
But like, Super Mario World was the time where like, I really love gaming. That's probably when I brought that out. Yeah. Like the realization of loving it.
I would say you're a little younger than I've always been playing games, but I didn't come to the realization that I'm like, I really enjoy gaming until maybe Pokemon Red and Blue when it first came out, like 98. So I guess I was like 5th grade. I was a little older.
You're a little older, but
and that's because it was like so revolutionary for me.
At that time, it was
I'm like, I can catch 151 different things. They have different abilities, different looks. I can catch whatever I want. It looked to me, it was like revolutionary. And then I remember I got that, and that's when I really started to truly enjoy video games. I think that's when I thought to myself,
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's when I truly got to enjoy the games. And my favorite game is from this era of Mega Man X.
Yeah.
So, like, not a lot was going on at this time. I just played a lot of Super Nintendo. I got to meet you during this time.
Yep.
We got into Yu-Gi-Oh at this time.
Yep.
Because it came on TV, and then we decided to play the card game. You played a lot of Sega, I remember, at this time.
Yeah, I had a Sega Genesis. Yeah. That was me. Didn't really have I had a Super Nintendo, but I lost it, and so I just stuck with my Sega.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I had it. I lost it in the move, because I moved to Eugene's neighborhood around 2nd grade, so...
We didn't become friends till, like, 3rd grade?
3rd or 4th, yeah.
Yeah.
So
it was very basic. It's not that we got into it, and then we talked about we got into Magic earlier.
Yeah.
And then and then middle school happened.
Oh yeah, middle school is like my blossoming.
Middle school is where I actually started straight from anime at that point, because there's no real way to find it at this time besides on Toonami.
Yeah, we gotta realize we're a little older. This is the dark ages of the internet, where like
we were born in 98.
Yes, we were born in 98.
87, my bad.
87. Yeah, we were born in 87. This might have been like 98 when we were in middle school.
That's what I'm thinking about right now.
We gotta realize it wasn't easy for us. It's not like we can just like go on the internet and go, I'm gonna type in
Crunchyroll.com.
Yeah,
easy as that, right?
Yeah. So you really had to wait. If it wasn't on TV, you were pretty much
you had to either buy the DVDs.
Yeah, you were. Remember? I don't know if you remember. I used to buy the VHSs for Dragon Ball Z before they aired on TV.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's how I got. Yeah. But like, this is middle school, so I started straying away from the anime side of things, because like the only way you could watch anime is once again on TV, or you had to buy it, or manga books. And I was in middle school. You don't even want to read comics at that time sometimes. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because you only see it's uncool.
Yeah.
Because back then it was not cool.
It is actually part of my notes on that.
Yeah.
At the high school. But in middle school, the geek culture I was part of was the StarCraft culture.
I actually remember that. Me, you, and our old friend Aaron.
I have not heard from him forever.
I've seen him recently. I haven't really talked to him. Yeah. But yeah, we were all we were like really good friends, the three of us, and we used to play
a lot of StarCraft.
Yeah.
And I guess this is like the time that we got into the computer game culture in reality. Like as years went on, I still stayed with StarCraft. You moved on to Diablo 2 a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we did, but I did too. But
yeah, but Eugene definitely stayed
at
StarCraft, and I kind of went off and I started playing Diablo 2 a lot.
I mean, we both played both games still, but we really went into the deep end for our respective games.
Yeah, like I hit my peak like 7th grade, I think. Like I was like the entire year, all I remember is playing Diablo 2.
Yeah, so like that was our geek cult. But like the only reason I got into it was because it's once again Korean,
right?
And I was part of the Korean community, and then I got to play. I played because of that, and then then Zach played because of me at that point.
Yeah, I remember I was over at your house. I was watching you play this game. I was like, man, that looks fun.
Right? I mean, it was. And then, like, we got to the UMS.
Oh my god, UMS changed everything because...
Like, at first it was fun, but, like, it gets boring doing...
I agree. UMS kind of burned me out because you never play the actual StarCraft. You just play these, like... And, of course, UMS would eventually evolve into what we have today. It's kind of like MOBAs.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it technically started off as StarCraft UMS, from what I understand.
Yeah. And then it went to Warcraft 3, and then it became MOBA eventually.
And then it became... it was, like, still PvE. And then they decided to make it to PvP. Yeah.
But I loved the UMS games at first, especially. They had, like, because there was no Dragon Ball Z games we could play. But with StarCraft, I can
you could kind of imagine it in your head.
Yeah. You could play as Goku in some custom game.
Yeah, so that was like middle school. In high school, it's probably about the time I actually really got back into anime again. We finally got DSL. I mean, like, you got it way before I did.
I got mine, I think, 8th grade or freshman year. I can't remember.
Yeah, and I got mine, like, way late, because I was still on dial-up. Because I remember playing Counter-Strike at this point on dial-up still.
Oh, God.
While you're still on, while you were on DSL.
Yeah.
Those were fun days.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. We played a lot of Counter-Strike in high school.
Yeah. So, high school was a time I finally got to anime, but, like, I did not get involved with anybody on this. Because, like, anybody that you talk to that knows anything about anime, you do not want to associate yourself, like, as a high school kid, right? It was... right now, I'm, like, thinking, wow, that's really stupid. I don't care. But as a high school kid, you're like, no, I cannot. And the only person I could legitimately talk to this about was with Zach.
Yeah.
And Choi Boy when...
Yeah, our friend Choi. Yeah, Choi Boy.
I mean, like, me and him have been friends just as long... we've been friends just as long as you know.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I've been really good friends with him, too.
So... high school is kind of like that time where you have to be you're being social. Like, you don't want to be an outcast. But
you don't want to be an outcast.
I was kind of.
I mean, we both weren't outcasts, but we weren't
in.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I played football for 3 of my 4 years of high school. So.
Yeah. I mean, like we weren't outcasts. That's something that I
was on the track and field team.
And so like I remember at this point I was pirating anime from Kazaa. Remember that?
Oh my god!
And sometimes the only animes I could find were the ones on Kazaa. So I was forced to watch these weird animes that I would probably not watch otherwise.
Yeah,
and so that kind of formed some of my taste at that point.
Yeah,
not because of it's what I wanted to watch. It's because that's all I had to watch because all it's a file sharing site, and if they didn't have certain anime, you had to just watch whatever was on there.
Right, and so we do want to remind you. Remember, we were in high school in the early to mid 2000s. We graduated in 06.
Yeah,
so
early 2000s.
Early 2000s. So you gotta realize nerd culture hadn't caught on at all.
Like if you were nerd culture, you were
picked on. I mean, I wasn't picked on because I didn't really broadcast it. I did broadcast my love for Superman.
I think like Superman was okay for the most part.
Yeah.
But like when you talk about like the weeb culture too, or go really deep into the comic culture.
Yeah, and I was semi-safe because I was on the football team. So.
I was semi-safe because, I was big and Asian.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some races at our school, especially with Paul.
Oh my god, I forgot about Paul.
Yeah, he got... But that's another
story.
That's another story, but the reason why I was safe is because no one would mess with me because of my size.
Yeah. So, high school, same. I mean, I was always a Dragon Ball Z fan in middle school, obviously, but high school, I redoubled my We definitely anime.
We definitely jumped out to the anime.
I'm almost embarrassed to say this now, although I still think it started off good, and by the end it was crap. But Naruto.
No. I mean, it's
in high school.
I love Naruto when I started off. I remember when I talked about it to some people, they're like, "Nah." I'm like, "Okay, I should stop it." And then eventually, like everyone I talked about, like, "Oh, it's so great, so great. Have you seen it?" I'm like, I've been trying to get you to watch this for a while. I remember this.
Yeah, so Naruto and Bleach, I started watching like sophomore year maybe of high school. Maybe it was junior, I can't remember.
I mean, Bleach was the one I was late on. I started up Naruto early compared to everybody else, but Bleach I was late.
Actually, I started Naruto because Shonen Jump, there was an American version. I don't know if there still is.
No, I think there is. The monthly magazine?
Yeah, I read that.
That's how I got started too.
Yeah.
That's right. We both got started that early. I'm talking about like besides you.
Oh, yeah. So, the high school, it was kind of like the
weird time for
time. And our video game tastes were mostly, at that time, in the early high school, MMOs, because World of Warcraft came out our junior year, I want to say.
Yeah, and then we also, World of Warcraft. I think we tried Final Fantasy 11.
We did, sophomore year.
I could not get into it.
I got into it for a little bit, but after a while, I got burned out.
Like, I think that you actually stuck with it. I had to get a refund.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 11 was big. What's that? Dot Hack?
Oh, yeah, the PlayStation 2 game? Yeah.
Because you gotta realize MMOs were like a new thing. Like, that technology did not exist before.
Playing on dial-up. And to be honest, I didn't think our computer could actually handle it now, thinking about retrospect, now knowing more about computers.
Yeah, I mean, MMOs had existed before this, but like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 11 and...
I think those were the two.
Those are the two big ones.
I mean, there was EverQuest 2.
There was EverQuest and EverQuest 2.
Yeah.
But those, I mean, you got RuneScape.
But I think RuneScape's always been around for a long time.
But I mean, this revolutionized like how gaming was played, because now you go to this world where your friends are online. It's hard. You can't like explain it.
As a kid, I mean, even at the high school, right? I could not imagine this the first time I tried this.
Playing online shooters was like still blowing my mind.
At middle school, right? We're playing Counter-Strike still. Actually, I think when MMOs came out, we both still played WoW. You played more WoW than I did. I played more Counter-Strike than you did at this point.
Yeah, I kind of started teetering off into my junior year. Started playing more WoW.
So yeah, that's pretty much like how I went through this stage. And you too, because you're a lot through this.
Yeah. So I mean, same as Eugene. Kind of went through those phases. Yeah. So I mean, that's what Yeah, really, I guess we've always kind of been...
We've always kind of been in part of it, but, like, we've never... I guess it wasn't until after high school I fully delve into it, really.
Here's my thesis or theory. I mean, it's the fact that we grew up together.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like you would find something and be like, oh, man, that looks cool. So, because you were kind of like the influence, right? I mean, it's how you learn about this stuff, is like hanging out.
Yeah,
and then
we couldn't go to the internet either as easily.
Yeah. So, I mean, Dragon Ball Z, we had, all those stuff.
Because you're the one who got me into Dragon Ball, but like I said, I still enjoyed it. I just really didn't say I loved it until Trigun.
Yeah.
And that was later. So Zach actually got into anime before I did, but...
I never got nearly as hard.
You never nearly got as hard. Yeah.
That's phrasing?
No, we'll keep it.
It's not true, ladies. So I mean, that's really the kind of the origins of that, of our growing up, and then by the time we graduated, like college, it started becoming, geek culture became cool all of a sudden.
I don't think when we started college, but like after we started getting to the end of our not bachelors, it's our bachelors.
Yeah, I mean, around 09, 010, it started really taking off.
Yeah, I remember that.
010, 09, 10.
Yeah, whatever, close enough. 2010, there you go.
So it really took off from there.
Yeah.
It really did.
And then, I guess this leads into our best origin games.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about some video games and origins of video games. So, like, you know how there's, like, a lot of, like, now there's, like, Dragon Quest 11?
Yeah.
And that's not including the slide.
Yeah, Yeast 8.
So what we're going to talk about is what makes those games so special, looking at the very first of the origin game.
We're talking about the first game and why it blew up. Blew up, yeah.
And then we're going to talk maybe about our favorite origin game, like in a series like that. So like the rules, I think, has to have at least three games.
Or more.
Or more, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess one of the biggest one is definitely Mario. Let's not put that out there.
Yeah.
At least I'm not gonna put that on my favorite list. But it's definitely one of the biggest influences.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to see why that took off.
Yeah.
I mean, it was revolutionary when it came out.
It was the first time you had a game, because it was Atari before that. Like, it just didn't loop like Pac-Man did.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't over in like a few minutes.
Yeah, and there was like secret like stuff you could do.
Levels, yeah. And it revived the dead game culture. So
yeah, and it kind of really made with the platforming genre as it is today.
Like, I mean, there were platformers before them, but they weren't bad. It's like
E.T. was technically a platformer, and that caused a video game crash.
Yep.
Was that before Mario?
That was before Mario, yeah.
So
definitely before Mario. And so, yeah, and then there's Sonic, which then decided the rivals of games.
Yeah, so Sonic was another platforming game.
Yeah.
They decided they wanted to speed it up, so Sonic, Speed, the Hedgehog, whatever.
I mean, I don't like Sonic as I grew up and figured this out, but we'll talk about it different.
Yeah, Sonic 1, 2, and 3, I played as a kid. I'll say that, but other than that, I kind of grew away from it.
Yeah, I would not say. And then there are the Elder Scrolls game, which brought
like an open, almost kind of like not a sandbox. So the first ones were more like randomly generated dungeons.
It's like a dungeon, but you moved and it's like pixelated.
Yeah.
But the first time it's like a real first time that was a major game. Yeah. I don't know if there was another game before that did it in real time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say what they call wizardry. Yeah, wizardry might be the first one.
Magic.
Before. Yeah, Might and Magic and Wizardry might be before that.
Yeah,
but it was like it was revolution. I mean, regardless, I mean, there's at least 8 wizardry games.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, those type of games, they had the randomly generated dungeons. You know, so it's almost like, and it was never the same, which is ironic because now Skyrim is like every dungeon's the same.
Oh yeah, that really is. I really liked that at first, but then I played it more. Did not.
Agreed.
But I guess of my favorite Origin games, though, I would have to believe it's Mega Man X by far. Like, I guess it's technically cheating because Mega Man started the series.
Yeah.
But Mega Man X, because that's sort of its own series.
I agree. I prefer Mega Man X.
They brought everything that's good about Mega Man.
Yeah.
But made it better.
It was like more fast-paced-ish. Like, you had like... it was like you're Mega Man, but you're a badass.
Yeah. There's story behind why you're doing. There's it's not Dr. Wily's out to be evil. No, there's a story.
Even the design of Mega Man looked better, in my opinion.
And then there's a video that like why the first level was great, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah. So I agree. Mega Man X is a great first in a series. I'll say one that I liked. This is kind of obvious, and we're gonna probably have an episode dedicated to these type of games.
Yep.
Diablo. The first one.
Yeah, it does have 3.
Yep. It has 3, yeah. I got it.
Yeah, I mean, like, that was definitely probably your magnus opus.
Yeah, that kind of made they always call them action AR or ARPGs. I don't know if that's a good... I like isometric dungeon crawler, kind of.
I do too, but like I really don't care what you call it.
Anyway, Diablo-like games.
Yeah, that's what I.
The genre is also called Diablo-like, so this thing kicked off that whole genre.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have an episode eventually dedicated to these type of games.
We'll probably have to spend like a week just playing.
Yeah,
a little bit.
And I'm gonna actually, I got an extra copy I want to talk to you about after the show of Grim Dawn, which is.
I wanted to play that for a little bit.
Which is ARPG. I got an extra copy because I forgot about the collector's edition, which came with a free gift one.
Okay, so. Cool. And then another one I really like is Demon Souls, which started off the whole Dark Souls series.
Yeah.
The one thing that I liked about the game was like I really liked the game because like it's the first time that in a game where the game was designed to be like you could be played fair, but they designed everything to be unfair. Like they put like arrow traps like real life would be. Like you wouldn't go through like an actual dungeon like I would design to stop you as a hero with like fair traps. Because the combat's pretty fair in that game, but they made everything else unfair.
I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of like my introduction to like roguelite games.
Yeah.
Where like if you die and then you can't get to your body again, you lose progress.
Yeah.
So
it felt so like everybody's designed fair, but then they put stuff to make it unfair, which I really liked. And so if you don't know, I really like Dark Souls 3 right now. I've been trying to speedrun that
for the PC.
Yeah. And we talked about how I dislike the remastered.
Yeah. jury's still out on the Switch version. I might get that because I have a Switch.
It might be better for that, yeah.
Yeah. For me, another game will be, and this is kind of cheating. That's my shtick, is I cheat. Dragon Ball Z Fighters, any of them. I mean, you can talk with the SNES, but really Budokai was like the first.
I guess technically Budokai for you in this
case.
And
here's why. I have a reason why. This kind of is what started the anime fighters.
I mean, Guilty Gear did.
Guilty Gear, yeah.
I guess this put into more respect.
It made it more popular.
You know what? You're afraid. It didn't start the anime fighter as the anime fighter genre.
No.
It started the anime.
Definitely not. Yeah.
It started the anime fighter as an actual anime fighting.
Yeah.
I guess because that's really different in this case.
Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying. How the anime look. They look like
because anime fighters are like things that have like air. Like
I was talking like jump stars. And, now there's like a bunch of Naruto storms and stuff like that. But
I guess we call this anime character fighter.
Yeah, it started that. And I remember how excited I was when the first Dragon Ball Z.
I remember that. You were so excited.
Oh man, transformations mid battle. You
called me so early for that. Too.
Transformations mid battle. That was revolutionary for me back then.
You called me early in the morning for this so we could play.
I was so excited. I think there was either a 2-hour delay or like a snow day. It was like God like cried tears of snow.
I remember this because I went to your house and then we went to school afterwards.
Oh man, that was an awesome game. That made so I just have to put it up there, and of course now you have like Budokai up to I think 3. Then you had the Tenkaichi series up to. I
mean, 3. I guess it started off the whole Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z Fighter too.
Yeah, and then you have the newest one's Dragon Ball Fighter Z,
which is probably done by a different person, but same idea in mind.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Fighter Z is like the same people who did BlazBlue, right?
BlazBlue and Guilty Gear, yes.
Yeah, Guilty Gear. So yeah, I mean, it started off this whole entire genre. There was also I can't remember another whole one that was on the Xbox as well, but. Yeah. So that's for me is what started off the popular anime character fighters. Yeah. You got another one?
Another one that's mine is BlazBlue. This is a personal thing. It's the one fighting thing that finally got me to play fighting games like much more seriously. So like just button mashing.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I like. I'm pretty sure Zach probably wouldn't like it because he's probably not into like these type of fighters.
Yeah, I'm not much of a fighter game except for like anime character fighters.
Yeah. So BlazBlue was the one that finally got me into it. And more seriously, I mean, like, I think the only reason why it got me into it originally was because it was new at the time. It wasn't like Street Fighter, the 3rd edition.
Yeah, no.
So it was the original IP at the time. That's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what got me into that whole fighting game.
Yeah, for me, I'm trying to think of another. Okay, I got another.
You don't have to.
Oh, I'm going to have to. I got it. And this is because you have to after E3.
Oh.
Smash Brothers.
Fair enough.
The reason why that was like the first party fighter, what would you call that? Arena?
Some people call it platform fighters because saying party fighters is an insult.
But that was for me.
Fair enough.
I mean, remember we got that like 2nd grade, 3rd grade.
I remember borrowing that from like Blockbuster.
Oh man!
Originally,
so that game was like for me, it was amazing. I got to play as Pikachu and Captain Falcon. So.
You got to play all your I mean, like at the time, you had the kids like, oh my god, we could actually do this. This win. Can we put Goku in?
So it was like the first. It wasn't 3D, but it wasn't exactly 2D because
it is 3D, but on a 2D plane.
Yeah, and so it just blew my mind. It was fun. I mean, the only other fighter, but at that point was Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, and
Tekken, technically, I guess.
I did not enjoy this as a kid at all.
I only like the fatalities in Mortal Kombat.
Okay, so. I agree on that. I mean, but that's Mortal Kombat as a kid.
Yeah. So yeah, those games I would say are like big major origin games that we really enjoy. That's not to say like I can go on and talk because I'm a big fan of RPGs.
Yeah, I mean that's another
traditional RPGs. Oh, that's another good one.
Oh, that's a great episode.
Because another good one's Final Fantasy, the first one, and
I thought the first Final Fantasy was pretty bad, but it did good enough at the time.
Yeah,
I like retrospect.
I mean, right now I'm playing the demo for Octopath.
Oh, that you know what? I forgot about the game. That looks really good.
Yeah, so like those are the type of games I like. Is what I'm saying. So like
Bravely Default,
except for the retracing of steps.
I hate, without getting to spoil, I hate the time loop.
Yeah, so I think that's a good place to end for our origins of video games.
Now origins for for I guess characters in general.
Yeah, what made certain like characters become like a household name in the respected area?
Oh yeah, I mean in the respected area first, Superman obviously.
Yeah, Superman.
And Zach should. This is Zach's subject.
I mean, I love Superman. His origin story isn't like anything special. I mean, think about it. For the time it was created, it was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like it's pretty like what
it was in the 30s.
Oh, 30s. Okay, yeah. I thought it was 40s for some reason. But like at that time, that's pretty good though.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't have to say it. I'm sure everyone listening, all 0 of you listening, have heard the origin story before. Baby rocket to Earth, Last Hope, Planet Destroyed. It's just great because it kind of set up the way for other, even anime across. Think about Goku.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, like it started that whole idea that you didn't have to have just humans or just robots.
I mean, this guy was an alien who was a hero of Earth.
Right. Yeah, and then there's like Astro Boy, which started the whole animation way. Yeah. But I guess one of my favorite origin stories is Saitama from One Piece. Or not One Piece, One Punch Man.
One Punch Man. Oh my god. This is, if you have not seen One Punch Man,
I love it so much.
You don't have to read the manga. The manga's great, but the anime is so far the first season very well.
It is my favorite anime series within the past couple of years, by the way.
It's very well, what do they call it? Animated.
Yeah. I did actually go into school for animated for a little bit. My parents do not know about that.
All right.
But I decided to drop out. It did not work out for me.
Okay.
And the thing is, right, I can see shortcuts in animation now because I've learned some of the shortcuts.
Yeah.
They did not skimp out on a lot of episodes on One Punch Man.
Yeah, I mean the animation's beautiful. The fight scenes are hype.
But he has one of my favorite origin stories.
Oh yeah, I love this origin story.
So what basically was they did actually not how he got his power too. I mean like both is how he got his power and how he became a hero. He only became a hero because he didn't want a kid to die. Basically, he thought he wanted something to die. He didn't care. He started caring. And then how he got his power was 100 push-ups every day, run 10 kilometers.
Yeah,
that's it.
And just so you know, his name is not a exaggeration. He literally can defeat pretty much anyone
one punch.
And the best part is now he's so powerful, he's bored.
I mean, this is one of the episodes, something we're going to talk about in a later episode, how to make overpowered characters great. Yeah. And One Punch Man is one of those series that does it.
Dude, he is amazing. Like it's like you might, guy who can win with one. Why would no?
Watch it because
it's basically him trying to have like how do you get excited?
How do you get excited? Yeah. I mean, like now it becomes relatable. I think this is one of the things why I love how his story is too.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of people are now our age, because our age is kind of like the first big gaming generation. You hear about a lot of fatigue, like boredom of video games. Like how do you? And so you have like these speedrunners who do something dumb,
right?
And so like One Punch Man is like the speedrunners of superheroes,
right? And that's why I love it. And that's why I love One Punch Man.
So yeah, One Punch Man's a great origin story. I love that. I agree. I also love the anime mainly because it's another superhero.
I mean, like it's not even just a even if it wasn't just a superhero, just like how he had to struggle with that.
Yeah. So that's a good origin story.
And the comedy.
Oh, watch One Punch Man.
Don't read the original.
Yeah,
have you seen the original webcomic?
It was a webcomic.
It looks like the guy drew it with his feet.
Yeah.
And then, you have any that you personally said one of your favorites?
Let's see.
Outside of Superman?
Yeah, outside of Superman. We got, let's start with anime. Yeah, Goku was basically a Superman kind of ripoff.
Let's not lie.
Except for being like supposed to save Earth and be a good guy.
He was supposed to destroy it,
or at least just kill everyone and sell the planet like a power broker.
You know, I didn't even think about that.
Frieza's just Frieza's a guy who owns real estate. Kiri Toriyama said he did that on purpose because back in the 80s, that was the real bad guy. Those people who were like ripping people off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And funny, it goes around full circle because in 2000 we had the same issue, or 2007. But yeah, so I mean, got Goku obviously, but for me, I had one. I can't remember. It was really interesting. I mean, I just want to talk about it to death because I was to say All Might from.
Oh yeah, you know what? I do like his origin stories too, or Little Might.
Yeah.
Because like really, the story like I did have to reread that.
Yeah.
The story of Little Might is what I'm calling him. It's about a guy who has nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the story is somewhat similar to Deku in a way.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
So Deku's another good one because I'm not embarrassed to admit that when I first watched that first episode, when he goes and tries to save his friend, and without any powers, and he's probably gonna die, I almost had choked up. It was
the part that choked me up was his mom's like crying behind him because like she thought it was her fault that he couldn't get any power.
Watch One Punch Man and My Hero Academia.
It's one of the few times that when you make East meets West, they've done it a good job.
Yeah, I'd say those two are like the big, like this one was like the Naruto Bleach of this current.
Depending who you talk to, I won't say One Punch Man because it's not long running.
I guess it's getting up there.
Like I mean, like it is.
I just remembered what I was with. I couldn't think of it. Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay, you like
the origin stories of the Elric brothers, how they have a tragic past and why they're trying to become alchemists and find out philosopher's
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a definitely good one.
I don't even want to ruin it just because the odd chance you haven't seen it.
I mean, it's kind of from the first few chapters.
It is. And if you're not a fan,
but we're not going to go into detail.
Yeah, some people who don't like reading manga just want to watch the anime. If you're watching the anime, make sure you watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I mean, you could watch the other ones for the first part, but
it has nothing to do. It goes way off the manga.
After a certain point, I don't remember what.
Like halfway through the series, it goes way off the reservation, and it makes things out of order too. Like
it makes it bad.
The first episodes are like in the middle of the series.
Oh, you're right.
Remember? Yeah. The whole church guy or whatever, and you have no idea what the hell they're doing there. So watch Brotherhood if you really want to get the full experience.
Agree on that. Yeah.
Let's see.
One of my favorite superheroes,
let me hear this,
was actually Deadpool. Like at least how he was created, not the actual character like in his story, but how the guy just really wanted to make his own Wolverine, but couldn't. Because he really liked Wolverine, from what I understood reading this.
Well, also he was making fun of Deathstroke.
Oh yeah, and Deathstroke. Yeah. So yeah, I really like the fact that he really wanted something of his own. And decided to finally do it himself.
Yeah. We got Deadpool. I'm trying to think of a good one. Oh, I got a good movie origins.
Okay, we'll go to that then.
Let's do. Oh my god, Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I was like going all over.
When you said like Friday the 13th in my head,
I went like to Michael, like Freddy. No, it's not Jason.
Halloween.
Yeah, Jason Voorhees. The guy was drowned as a kid because two counselors were spadoinking.
Yeah, I mean this was back then where they did that all the time in movies too.
Yeah,
and then they removed it, and then it's back in. I don't understand that.
Yeah, so you had that, and he got drowned, and then the first movie. Spoilers if you haven't seen it. So
at this point, I think we're beyond spoiler dates.
Yeah, the first movie was a mom.
Yeah,
not Jason. So like that was a big twist. Like the entire time you think it was Jason, but it was really the mom. And then the second and third movies, and obviously all the rest, have this adult, mentally challenged Jason.
I mean, technically he was. He really is. Yeah.
Because, I mean, the guy's been underwater somehow,
living
for like 10 years.
I mean, like not getting too much detail. How do you grow so big without that? You know, screw it.
Yeah, well, they explain some stuff in like Jason 6. He gets struck by lightning, gets resurrected, and like now he's like a super powerful, super strong, unkillable guy.
What screw it! I stopped watching like the Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th movies after like 3.
Yeah.
So I do not actually know about that. I didn't even see Jason vs. Freddy.
That is a great, terrible movie.
Oh, okay. I do love great terrible movies, which we'll have to talk about one day.
Oh yeah, we'll do that. Like stuff like The Room and all that.
Rubber.
Killer Tire.
I love that movie.
Okay. Well, do you have any movie origins that you like?
Not really. Like the thing about movie origins is like I don't really care too much for
most origins I can think of, and we have a friend, Brad. We'll use the word Brad
for obvious reasons. Now,
so, Brad, he's really into. I mean, I'm like neck and neck with him in horror movies, but he goes like a step beyond me.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know a lot, but Brad, like,
I know he knows a lot. Like you both know more than I do.
But I mean, most series, like horror movies, are known for always having like a million.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I think a lot of problem with movies that they do make origin stories, but a lot of them are usually short because you got to fit all of that in 2 hours.
I did want to make special mention of one movie origins.
I guess this is a special mention. All right.
Iron Man.
Fair enough.
Because it kick-started the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I guess that technically is an origin. As
yeah, I mean, there's three of them anyway.
Not the origin of Iron Man, but the origin of superhero movies.
I should rephrase. Yeah. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. did a great job as Iron Man.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. Like it seems like no matter what Marvel movie, at least the actors did a good job.
Yeah, but that kicked off the entire universe.
That really did.
I mean, the very end of Iron Man has Nick Fury waiting for him in his penthouse, talking about how he has this Avengers initiative he wants to start, and this was like 2008, and then 4 years of build-up. Roughly 4 years, like 3 or 4 years of build-up, and then we finally get an Avengers movie. And,
yeah, that seems about right.
You get Captain America movies, Thor movies. So yeah, that really kicked off the MCU. It was really one of the first movies. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was the first movie. It was one of the first movies to have something at the end of the credits that
for the Marvel movie.
Well, that hinted at a sequel. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, fair.
Most movies they might have a little special end credits scene before that, but they never really hinted towards sequels. Like Marvel was so sure.
I mean, there was Star Wars.
I mean, yeah, but they didn't really have like an end credit.
Yeah, that's true. I was about to say, yeah, that's just the end of the movie. You knew
back to a few. How can I forget? But anyway, Back to the Future. They kind of did, but it says to be continued.
Yeah, at the end of the movie rather than at the credit. You know, this is after the credit.
Yeah, I'm saying like it was something to make you stay for the credits. Now I remember like one of the Jurassic Parks before Marvel did it, I think it was 2 or maybe 3. A couple movies did do it, but it was always like a little Easter egg. This was like a hint towards a future movie that was not even Iron Man. It was like another future movie.
That's true. That I could think of at least.
It was hinting towards the Avengers, and then Iron Man 2 was hinting towards Thor.
I don't remember which one, but that sounds about right, yeah.
So, I mean, they just started, like, hinting towards each other. And then, all of a sudden, you had these movies, you had cameos from other people, and so you had this interconnected movieverse that had never been done before, where, like, Iron Man's hanging out with Captain America in his movie, and vice versa. I mean...
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that would be true. I guess that also is the origin of that, wouldn't it? At least that I know of.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There is none in my top of my head. The Avatar. No, I'm kidding.
I can't think of any that had like a after credits stringer, as you will, like to show you, hey, this movie's coming out. You might want to watch it, and like it's almost like a hint, like tee hee hee. Get excited for this next movie.
Yeah, that's true. Because I did remember seeing that the first time, like, wait, what? What is this?
Although recent Marvel ones have been kind of slowing down on this. The latest Infinity War movie, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but they have one. Credit. They do have one leading to one of the future movies, but Guardians of the Galaxy never really. Their stringers weren't ever like.
I don't think Guardians of the Galaxy ever did that because I feel like unlike the other Marvel movies. Galaxy is like its own series technically.
Yeah, until Infinity War.
Okay, fair enough. Until Infinity War. You're right.
Yeah.
I think Deadpool didn't do that, do they? No, Deadpool just kind of ripped cameos off, really.
Yeah, Deadpool.
I did love Deadpool 2 end credit, though.
Oh, yeah. Deadpool 2 end credits were awesome.
You see, like, the no-mouth Deadpool?
Yeah.
He kills him, like, take me later, Wolverine.
Yeah. Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, he just killed him. Like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, no, Deadpool. Yeah, but like I said, it started the whole after trailer
to start off another movie. That's not a continuation saga.
Yeah, I mean, Iron Man 1 hinted at Avengers. Iron Man 2 hinted at Thor. Thor hinted at Captain America, I think.
Something like
Maybe
that.
It was Iron Man 2 that hinted at Captain. I don't know.
But yeah, it's the first time they've done that. So, you know what? We didn't talk about our outro. I think we're gonna.